Okay, I just wanted to show you how to use matrices to find the area of this triangle set up by these 3 points. So just kind of imagine, if you could, these 3 points on a coordinate plane, and then me trying to find the area of that triangle, which sounds like a task in itself, because if you just quick little sketch over here, we got negative 5, 2 dot, we got 4, 3 dot, and 5, negative 2 dot. So if you look at this triangle, oops, sorry, there's no like base or height that you can definitely count on. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is we're going to use matrices, and it's as simple as a formula. So let me write this formula out for you. So the area of a triangle is equal to plus or minus, I'll explain that in a second, 1/2. Think about the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Now in matrices, whenever I draw my bracket like this, like it almost looks like an absolute value symbol, then that means I'm going to be using the determinant. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up all my x and y's right here. So that's negative 5, 2. I've got 4, 3. I've got 5 and negative 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a third column, 1, 1, 1. Now, the reason why there's ones here, I can go into it, but it's just part of the formula, just like 1/2 base times height. Here you go. So a couple of things to note. It doesn't matter which point you use first, as long as this is your x column and this is your y column. Okay. And then once you find the determinant of this, multiply it by 1/2. There's pretty much the area. The reason why we have plus or minus right here is because area, the way we measure it, is always going to be positive. And that makes sense because we're looking at square units. Think about the tiles on the floor. How many tiles on the floor, or how many tiles is it going to take to cover the floor? You're not going to say negative 10. You're going to say positive 10. And in fact, we don't even say positive. We just say 10. Okay, so now let's do a little review on finding the determinant. Whenever you're looking for the determinant of a 3 by 3, you can only find determinants of a square matrix, meaning 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3. The way I do it is I copy these first 2 rows. So I'm going to copy these first 2 rows. Let me change colors so you know that this is kind of like the different part of the formula. So we got negative 5, we got 4, we got 5, we got 2, we got 3, we got negative 2. Okay, so first things first, copy the first 2 columns. Done, done. Second thing is now you're going to multiply. You're going to multiply this diagonal and then add it to this times this times this, and then add it to this times this times this. Okay, so let me do the math on that really quick for you. I'm going to pull down this plus or minus business right here. So negative 5 times 3 times 1. Let me write it all out for you. And then plus 2 times 1 times 5, plus 1 times 4 times negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to take all that and I'm going to add it to, or subtract it from. Let me change colors here. Let's go with this light blue. And let me highlight in that same light blue real quick. So now I'm going to subtract it from this times this times this, plus this times this times this, plus this times this times this. So it looks kind of messy. So let's just do that. There's going to be a big O minus sign right here, and I'm going to subtract it from, and then those 3 blue highlighted sections. So that's 5 times 3 times 1 plus negative 2 times 1 times negative 5 plus 1 times 4 times 2. Close that parenthesis, and let me grab that green to close that green parenthesis. Okay. Alright, so this is the way it is. So in here, in this green parentheses here, not including this is how you find the determinant of that 3 by 3 matrix from here to here. So let's just do math. We got plus or minus 1/2 of, we got negative 15, we got 10, we got -8, and then we have minus. And I like to keep things color-coded because it makes myself organize better. So this is minus. And then we got 15. We've got 10. Oops, sorry, plus 10. That's a positive 10. And we got plus 8. And I always encourage my kids to do the least amount of like calculations as possible. I'm going to close that green parenthesis over here. And so I just kind of look, oh look, there's both 10s, and I got 10 minus 10, right? So those cancels. 10 minus 10 cancels. This -15 and this 15 don't cancel because there's this minus sign. That actually takes me to -30. Same with -8 minus 8. So that's -16. And then again, the plus and minus 1/2. Okay. And so, so now I got this -46 business here. And now I get to determine whether I'm going to be using the positive or the negative. So how would I get an area here that's positive? Well, I'm going to multiply it by negative. So my answer there is 23. And this is units squared, meaning kind of like they're little tiles that are going to cover that triangle. And there's 23 units, 23 whole little squares. Now some of those squares might be cut up so that it could fit the actual pieces of this triangle, but there's 23 squared units. Okay, so this is how you use matrices to find the area of a triangle.